Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vashyayate Shakarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Srila Prabhupada ki Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
की प्रेम से बोल श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा माई की यमुना माई की भक्ति देवी की तुलसी महारानी की समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय जय श्री राधे जय जय श्री राधे Let's have applause for Tejas Prabhu who played the
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. First of all, thank you very much for coming. Before I introduce His Grace Hari Parshad Prabhu for my own purification, few logistic details. Dear devotees, can we request, we are expecting more than 100 devotees today. So we will, if some of the senior devotees can occupy the sofa, and I would request all the youth devotees to please come here. And also, all the mothers, please come. We will need a lot of space. So, Prabhu, if you don't mind. Malivardan Prabhu, Pankaj Prabhu, if you don't mind. Can you keep that behind the Mridana?
प्रभु इसके ऊपर रख दो, इसके ऊपर रख दो, ये टेबल के ऊपर.
Beta, can you come in front so that people can sit on the sofa, or you can sit on the sofa. Otherwise, keep space for devotees to sit in front. Prabhu, please, Sri Gopal Prabhu, if you don't mind. Prabhu, if you don't mind. Mataji, can you please come here? Mataji, you can go there. Alright, now for the main thing. We are indeed very much fortunate and privileged to have all of you here, especially His Grace Hari Parshad Prabhu, Mataji, and the son. Most of us know him very well. He needs no introduction, but we also have a lot of our friends and relatives in the community, a lot of past friends here. So, and for my own purification, glorifying a Vaishnava is a privilege, so I'll say a few words. So, His Grace Hari Parshad Prabhu is a disciple of His Holiness Radha Govind Swami Maharaj, and he joined ISKCON in 2002. He's based in Juhu, Mumbai, and Prabhu is a very learned Sanskrit scholar and gives very deep lectures on Shastra, especially in the writings of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. I had the privilege of attending one of his earlier, could not attend one yesterday, but will make it up today. He's also written Sanskrit verses in the Chitra Kavya style. I don't know what is that. In 2007, Hari Parshad Prabhu was anointed assistant editor of Gopal Jiju Publications. He is an accomplished Sanskrit scholar, having studied the Ashtadhyayi, the complete 4,000 sutras by Panini, and completing a translation with commentary of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Manasiksha in 2015. He currently compiles a fortnightly e-magazine called Shri Krishna Kathamrita Bindu, where he regularly contributes fresh translations and articles. By the way, he's in Silicon Valley, something that I can relate. I mean, he holds a master's degree in information technology, graduating with distinction from Manipal University in 2012. So with that, please let's loudly welcome him by chanting Hari Bol! Hari Bol! over to you, Prabhuji.
That introduction is incomplete.
I'm also a friend of Hari, his son, and servant of Hari Parshad Prabhu.
I'm very grateful that Mayapur Bihari Prabhu, Ujjwal Rasa Mataji, and Parth and Yash, the entire family, they've kindly invited me here to speak something. And last year I was here. They also, I also stayed with them. And it's so nice to be here again. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for kindly opening the doors of your home. I'm very, very grateful, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. The pleasure and privilege is all ours.
And I'm so thankful to each and every one of you devotees here at ISV Bay Area for kindly being present here for all the talks and kindly encouraging me in my seva to speak something for the pleasure of Hari Guru Vaishnavas. Thank you so much, dear devotees, for kindly being present here today. Dear devotees, this home is beautiful. Look at each and every corner of the home. You will see some or the other element of beauty present in the home. But na griham griham ityahur grihini griham uchyate. The beauty of the home is because of the wife. And here in this home, Ujjwal Rasa Mataji, she is present as the grihini. And Mataji, I am sure all of this is your idea.
Without fame.
No humility, Mataji. Okay. But at least the maintenance is on the grihini, right? So it is she who is taking such good care of the home. And both kids are very great, Parth and Yash. I just speaking to Parth, Parth is a wonderful Vaishnava, dear devotees, and he is steadily progressing on the path of bhajan. So for this wonderful family, dear devotees, let's have 3 loud Haribols. And yes. There is Sachindra Krishna Prabhu. No. I'd like to thank Sachindra Krishna Prabhu also. He's very kind. Him and Danakeli Chintamani Mataji, they have kindly invited me here to Bay Area. They've kindly hosted me. And they kindly tolerated me for the last 3 days, It's very difficult to tolerate me, but somehow, they have managed to do it. But thank you, Sachindra Krishna Prabhu. Thank you, Danakeli Chintamani Mataji, for kindly hosting us at your place. I'm very grateful, Prabhu, for your friendship. Dear devotees, today is a very special talk. This is not from Vrindavan Leela, but this is from Dwaraka Leela of Sri Krishna. This is the talk on Syamantaka Mani. And we will also be discussing it from the point of view of various acharyas. But before we begin, it is important to perform Shishta Parampara, the tradition of Mangalacharan. Most of us know these verses. You can kindly sing along with me. Om Ajnana-Timirandhasya Jnananjana Sharakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nivinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahabadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्णा। Anything else? Okay. Hare Krishna. So dear devotees, the entire episode revolves around a particular money, a particular jewel named Syamantak. When I tried to find out what is the meaning of Syamantak, because first and foremost we must know what is the meaning of Syamantak. We all know the name, but the meaning of Syamantak has to be known. When I tried to find out what is the meaning of Syamantak, the popular Sanskrit dictionaries do not list the name Syamantak. The most popular dictionary in Sanskrit is Amarkosh. Amarkosh does not have the name Syamantak in it. And then what is left out in Amarkosh? There is another dictionary, it is called Trikandishesh. And in this dictionary, it lists the term Syamantak. It says Mani Syamantako Haste Vishnu. Syamantak is a mani, it is a jewel in the hand of Sri Vishnu. That's all it says. But it does not elaborate any further what is the exact meaning of the term Syamantak. I tried to find a lot. There is one famous English dictionary which is called Apte's Dictionary. Prabhupada used to recommend this particular dictionary. In that dictionary, it only says that it is derived from the Sanskrit verbal root Syam. That's all. Nothing more was said. Finally, I tried to look more and more. Finally, I found one rare dictionary in which the meaning of Syamantak is mentioned. This particular meaning is as follows. Vishnur Hastastvo Mani, which means this is a jewel in the hand of Sri Krishna. Simayanti Dittibhir iti Syamantakaha. Simayanti means it divides into two parts. When it exudes its radiance, the sky appears to get divided into two parts, dear devotees, by its radiance. Therefore, Simayanti iti Syamantakaha. Because it divides even the sky into two parts by its radiance. Therefore, it is known as what? Syamantaka. This is a very rare definition that I found, but this definition perfectly fits the description of the jewel. Therefore, this is perhaps the only definition of Syamantak in Sanskrit, because usually definition has to be Sanskrit to Sanskrit. So a Sanskrit term has to be explained in Sanskrit. So the Sanskrit to Sanskrit definition is only one that I have found till now. So Simayanti Dittibhir. It divides the entire sky into two parts. It appears as if the sky is having Simanta. Simanta means you have seen when ladies part their hair, and that is called, the middle line is called Simanta. So Simantayati, it appears to divide the sky into two parts by its radiance. Therefore, it is called Syamantaka. Dear devotees, this particular jewel has a very interesting history because this is a pastime related to Sri Krishna's life in Dwaraka. Originally, this particular jewel, Syamantak jewel, was gifted by Surya Dev to his devotee, and the name of the devotee is Satrajit. Satrajit was a particular individual, a particular royal personality staying in Dwaraka. Sri Shukdev Goswami describes the history of Syamantak jewel in the 56th and 57th chapter of the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Sri Shukdev Goswami says, Asit Satrajitah Suryo Bhaktasya Paramah Sakha Pritas Tasmai Manim Pradat Sachatushchah Syamantakam. Satrajitah Suryo Bhaktasya. He was a great devotee of Surya Dev, and every day Satrajit would duly worship Surya Dev. In India, there are traditionally 5 sampradayas of worshipping different deities. Does anybody know what 5 sampradayas of worshipping different deities are? First is worship of Vishnu. Second is worship of Surya. Third is worship of Ganesh. Fourth is worship of Shiva. Fifth is worship of Devi. These are the 5 main sampradayas of worship which are present traditionally in India. And Sri Adi Shankaracharya calls it Pancha Upasana. Pancha Upasana means different people worship different deities according to their particular inclination. Satrajit was a worshipper of Surya. Sri Jiva Goswami says, and Sri Sridhar Swami also says, that Satrajit was such a devout worshipper of Surya. Surya used to come down and meet him as his friend. Surya Dev had become the friend of Satrajit, and sometimes Surya Dev would come and converse with Satrajit. Sri Jiva Goswami describes the first time that Surya had manifested in front of Satrajit, dear devotees. The first time Surya Dev became pleased with the worship of Satrajit, he came directly in the room of Satrajit. Satrajit knew that this is the same personality, Surya Dev, but that personality was glowing so much, Satrajit could not even see the face of Surya Dev. At this particular point of time, Satrajit folded his hands and said to Surya Dev, "What is the difference between seeing you in the sky and seeing you here? You are my friend, right? So why can't I see your face directly?" At this point of time, Surya Dev said, "All right, I will help you see my face, my entire bodily features." Surya Dev removed a jewel from his neck, their devotees, and kept it on the side. And then he was able to see Surya Dev directly. Satrajit was amazed. "My goodness, which jewel is this?" Surya Dev said, "You want to know the name? It's called Syamantaka." So Satrajit was amazed by this particular jewel. Jiva Goswami describes, he and Surya Dev spoke for 48 minutes, almost an hour at that particular point of time. As Surya Dev was about to leave, he said, "All right, I'm going, thank you so much, Satrajit." Surya Dev was about to pick up the money, and Satrajit said, "Can I ask you for one thing?" So, "What do you want?" This money is nice, and it would be nice if I would also have access. So Surya Dev knew, see, because those who worship other devatas, sometimes they have these desires. They worship out of various desires. So it is said in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, "Krishna Bhakta Nishakam Ataiva Shanta, Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakale Ashanta." Krishna Bhakta Nishkam, devotee of Krishna, never desires such a thing. There is no devotee of Krishna who said, "Oh, can I get the Kaustubh jewel from you?" Never. They are not interested in these things. But Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami, other devotees of other deities, they might be having some desires, Ashanta. They are usually not peaceful at heart. When he saw that, he wanted. Surya Dev said, "Okay, I have to reciprocate with him." Surya Dev said, "All right, you keep this money, but you should know one thing. Wherever this money is kept, there will be no diseases, no famine, nothing, no ill effect of planets, but you have to worship it properly. All right?" So he said, "Look, very well." And then Surya Dev departed. Satrajit immediately put the jewel around his neck. Dear devotees, first thing he did, he put the jewel around his neck. So we had an imitation Surya Dev in Dwarka at that particular point of time. And then what happened after that is such a brilliant effulgence, nobody could see Satrajit. That particular point of time, Satrajit started walking in the kingdom of Dwarka. All the Dwarka Vasis, so my goodness, Surya Dev is walking nowadays in Dwarka. Wow, what glory Krishna has. Surya Dev is taking a stroll in Dwarka. Then they all rushed to Krishna. At that time, Krishna was doing something, dear devotees. Krishna was playing Chaucer. You know what is Chaucer? Chess is not an exact term. Chaucer is actually, it takes the shape of a plus. It is not exactly like chess. So Chaucer is, it's more shaped like Ludo. It takes that shape of a plus. It's an old game of dice. And that's what they used to play during dice matches. And Chaucer was the game which was played when the Kauravas and Pandavas had a dice match and Shakuni cheated and they lost the entire kingdom. So Krishna was practicing Chaucer at that point of time, dear devotees. Do we follow four regulative principles in Dwarka? Yes or no? Huh? That's a question for you, Prabhuji. Huh? What do you think? Yeah. Yeah. No gambling. Not required. He says they're not required, dear devotees. Yeah? So the four regulative principles are for sadhakas, those who are practicing devotees. In the spiritual world, there are not so many strict rules and regulations because everything is under the control of Yoga Maya. So there is no question of getting deviated as we get deviated in material life. So Krishna was practicing Chaucer. He was playing Chaucer at that particular point of time. All the Dwarkavasis came and said, "Oh Damodar Bhagavan, you know what is happening? You know who is coming to your palace? Surya Dev is coming." And Krishna started laughing. It's not Surya Dev. Oh, what are you people saying? I know it's Satrajit. So after some time, Satrajit came walking into the chamber of Sri Krishna. All the Dwarkavasis were present, and then he removed the jewel in front of Krishna. Everybody said, "Wow, Satrajit, how did you get?" Satrajit also, you know how I got? Today, Suryadev had come to meet me, and out of his special love for me, he gifted me. He didn't say, huh? I asked for it. Huh? Suryadev, out of his special love, he has gifted me this wonderful jewel. And you know, every day it produces 8 bharas, 2 kilograms of gold, 4 pounds of gold every day, dear devotees. Everybody said, "Wow, you are truly pure devotee of Suryadev, Satrajit, huh?" We should perhaps celebrate. Today is a good day. We should celebrate and we should have a ceremony for installing this Syamantaka jewel. So they all organized a big ceremony for installing the Syamantaka jewel. Brahmanas were called and everybody said, "Jai Satrajit, Jai Satrajit, Jai Satrajit." And everybody was, with him. The devotees at that particular point of time, all the Brahmanas came and consecrated. They installed the Syamantaka jewel in a temple. They kept it in a temple and they duly worshipped it every day. The devotees from that day onwards, the Syamantaka jewel started giving every day 4 pounds, approximately 2 kilograms of gold. This unfortunately was the beginning of the ill fortune of Satrajit. Because what happened at that particular point of time, Sri Krishna once went to Satrajit and said something. "Satrajit, so much gold is being produced by Syamantaka jewel. What are we going to do with this gold? Can you tell me?" So Satrajit said, "I don't know. No, it is. I think I'll keep it." Krishna said, "See, I have a better idea. Why don't we use all of this gold for improving the economic situation of Dwarka? We have so many projects to improve Dwarka. Let's improve the economic situation of Dwarka. Anyways, I am not the king. Krishna had retired as the king. Dear devotees, Ugrasen Maharaj was actually running all the affairs of Dwarka. Anyways, I am not the king. What you can do is, why don't you give this gold to Maharaj Ugrasen? He will use all of it in furthering the economic advancement of the city of Dwarka." So dear devotees, this is perhaps one of the rare times that Krishna is asking something from an individual. What is the duty of an individual from whom Krishna is directly asking something? Give it directly, without even asking. Satrajit behaved like many times in India we behave. You know how we do. Yeah, definitely I will give. Huh? Yes, definitely. I'll definitely think about it very seriously, Krishna. And then he will not do it. So this, dear devotees, is called Shri Mada. There is Shrimad. Shrimad is Shrimad Bhagavatam wala Shrimad, but there is Shri Mada with the full da. Shri Mada, the intoxication of wealth. In the 10th canto of Shrimad Bhagavatam, it is specified that amongst all the madas, all the intoxications that a person can have, The worst type of intoxication is which mother? Shri Mother. Once a person has Shri Mother, they will not be able to understand what is right and what is wrong in life. Just because they have this Shri Mother. And this comes up in the chapter of Nalkuvar and Manigriv, because Nalkuvar and Manigriv were taking bath in the Alaknanda, which is basically a branch of the Ganga. And all rivers are okay for taking a naked bath. But why do you want to take a naked bath in which river? Alaknanda, Ganga, which is meant for the sadhus. And Narad Muni will not come to all of the other heavenly rivers. But Narad Muni will come visit the Alaknanda. Na? It is meant for sadhus. But this Nalkuvar and Manigriv, they are taking shamelessly, they are taking bath in Alaknanda. Why? Because the rich father, we are sons. Shri Mother. And Narad Muni came, at least the ladies, they were a little shy, they draped themselves. These two boys were not wearing any clothes, just got up like this. Hari bol Narad Muni, how are you? So Narad Muni said, Acha beta. That is what exactly happened. In the Srimad Bhagavatam described the ladies draped themselves, but these boys they just got up. Hari bol Narad Muni, how are you? So Narad Muni thought, Acha. Huh? So this is what it has come to now. One whose eyes are affected by Shrimad, who is blinded by Shrimad, there's only one ointment that can fix the eye. And that is the sharp, stinging ointment of poverty should be applied on their eyes. At that particular point of time, Narad Muni cursed them into a life of poverty, dear devotees. Only the stinging ointment of poverty can cure such people. Otherwise, it is not possible. Anyways, coming back, our Satrajit is also denying, Actually, it is said that the Suryadev had said, if you properly worship this Samantak Mani, it will keep your kingdom free of diseases, pestilence, droughts, etc. Jiva Goswami comments there and says, properly worshipped. Quote unquote, properly worshipped means giving everything to whom? Krishna. And if it is not properly worshipped, then it will cause all misfortune, as it will be soon seen in the life of Satrajit. That's what Jiva Goswami says at this particular point of time. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, actually one should give something to Krishna even without Krishna asking it. What to speak of when Krishna asks for it? What to speak of when Krishna asks for it repeatedly? And even if somebody doesn't give after that, this person is inviting the greatest misfortune in his particular life. Dear devotees, this misfortune came very soon, because Satrajit became very possessive of the Samantak jewel. Very soon he made up a golden box in which he would store that jewel. Because now he was suspicious, why is Krishna asking again and again? Every week Krishna comes and says, why don't you give the jewel to Ugrasen? Why don't you give the jewel to Ugrasen? Is Krishna greedy for? I don't know what's going on in his mind. I better protect the jewel by making a golden casket. I'll keep it inside safe. Don't keep it in the temple. God knows what will happen. He made a golden casket for it. And he had a brother, Prasen. He told Prasen, it's between me and you. Alright? So you will keep it. I will keep it. It should always be between both of our eyes. Nobody else should see it. Prasen one day decided to go on a sweet adventure. He decided one day I will go for hunting. He put the jewel around his neck in a locket and he went for hunting. Dear devotees, that was the last day of Prasen's life. When Prasen went to the forest for hunting, suddenly he and his horse were attacked by a lion and they were mauled by a lion to death. And when the lion was mauling Prasena to death, suddenly he, found this particular Samantak jewel in his, around his neck. And as soon as the Samantak jewel came out, lion became surprised. Wow, what a nice jewel. The lion took that jewel and he started going into a nearby cave. Unfortunately, that was also the last day of the lion's existence. As soon as he entered the cave with that jewel, dear devotees, somebody else from Treta Yuga was staying in the cave. And who was staying in the cave, dear devotees? Jambavan. Now, dear devotees, there is no matching Jambavan. Dwapar Yuga is Dwapar Yuga, but Treta Yuga is a different story altogether. Jambavan came out and slaughtered the lion and like a toy threw it out of the cave, dear devotees, and he took the Syamantak jewel in his hand. Jambavan was very happy. Wow, nice jewel. He gave it to his son. The name of the son is mentioned by Sridhar Swami as Sukumar. So Sukumar was given the jewel by Jambavan. Sukumar started playing with it and it became a play toy in the hands of that little boy Sukumar. Now, dear devotees, here Satrajit got very worried. What happened to Prasen? And Prasen is not coming back, dear devotees. Satrajit started spreading rumors against Krishna in Dwarka. So, dear devotees, we have to understand what is the nature of Dwarka. Dwarka is a political institution. I hope you are able to understand. What is Dwarka? So in a political institution, there are always some or the other struggles going on for money, power, position, etc. And there is only one way to escape the struggle. How do you escape the struggle for money, power, etc.? Dear devotees, there is no struggle for money, power, position, etc. in Vrindavan. I hope you are able to understand. There are struggles for money, struggles for power, overthrowing of thrones, so much politics in Dwarka. But none of it exists in one place. Which place? No. Therefore, it's important that all of us should aspire to become residents of Sri Vrindavan. Because when you become resident of Dwarka, all right, in the spiritual world, everything is nice. But in the material world, when Dwarka comes, Krishna ensures that some or the other politics of the material world rubs onto it. And dear devotees, some of these pastimes take place. So at this particular point of time, Satrajit got very upset and he started spreading rumors amongst his people that it is this Krishna who has arranged for the murder of my brother Prasen. And some of the followers of Satrajit started spreading these rumors against Krishna. These rumors reached the ears of Krishna that somebody is spreading rumors against you, that you are responsible for the killing of Prasen. Krishna immediately decided to clear his name. How did Krishna decide to clear his name? Krishna said, I will take a search party myself and I will go along with the seniors of Dwarka. Let the members of Satrajit's party also come. If Satrajit wants, he also can come. Let the members of Satrajit's party also come. Today we will take out a search expedition and we will go in the forest. Dear devotees, Krishna personally took out a search expedition and went to the forest there. After going in the forest, Krishna immediately located very soon the body of Prasen and the dead horse. At that very moment, Krishna's name was cleared from the entire rumor. Because everybody saw that Prasen's body had marks of something. What marks were present? Lion. At that very moment, everybody understood Krishna is not responsible for the murder of Prasena. Actually, he was killed by a lion. At that very moment, all of them should have gone back to Dwarka. But the Acharya is right, Krishna wanted to teach a good lesson to Satrajit. And therefore, Krishna said, oh, this is okay. Where is the jewel? They could have gone back at that very moment, dear devotees, and the jewel could have remained with Sukumar, the son of Jambavant. But no. Krishna suddenly started inquiring. Where is the jewel? Let's try to trace the lion. We have his footsteps here and they are going in a cave. Let's try to trace the lion. So they all tried to trace the lion and came to the cave. Krishna said, well, it's a very deep cave, seems to be very dangerous. All of you stand outside. I will take the risk and I will go inside. Dear devotees, Krishna took a personal risk and went inside the cave. All of them stood outside. When Krishna went inside the cave, dear devotees, it was pitch dark, but Krishna's body was naturally glowing. Krishna saw that there is a boy who is playing with the jewel. So Krishna hid himself in a corner and Krishna wanted to take the jewel from the boy on the pretext of, he'll trick the boy and take the jewel and come out. Suddenly, Yogamaya also arranged the pastimes in such a way that when Krishna was hiding, suddenly the nurse, the caretaker of that boy, came and she saw in a corner there is some mysterious person whose body is giving effulgence. She loudly shouted out at that point of time. The Acharyas explained she did not shout out because Krishna's form was horrible to look at. She shouted out because she had never seen such an effulgent form in her entire life. In the cave, it used to be almost dark all the time. When she saw Krishna's form, suddenly she shouted out loudly, and from within the cave came out Jambavant. Dear devotees, Jambavant could not recognize that this is the same Lord who he had helped in which yuga? Jambavant thought that this person is an intruder, and what do you do to intruders? You kill them. So Jambavant started fighting with our Bhagwan Shri Krishna, and there were exchanges of fists and stones and whatever you could get your hands on. He threw it at Krishna, dear devotees. The fight continued for not 1 day, not 2 days. It continued for a total of 28 days. After 28 days, Krishna ensured each and every joint in Jambavan's body got loose, dear devotees. Krishna ensured that all the joints will get loose. But for 28 days they fought. After all the joints in Jamban's body got loose, Jamban realized, is this, am I seeing Bhagavan? Then Jamban came to his senses. Acha, he must be that supreme personality. And then Jambavan bowed down in front of him, and Jambavant asked for forgiveness. Sorry, Bhagavan, I could not recognize you. At this particular point of time, Krishna is so merciful. Krishna kept his hands on the body of Jambavan, on each and every joint. The devotees, and because of the touch of Sri Krishna, Jambavant felt completely healed at that point of time. But Jambavant was not happy simply by getting healed through the touch of Sri Krishna. Jambavant said, dear Lord, why are you here? So Sri Krishna honestly told him, see Jambavant, I am going to tell you something. There is a jewel which your son is carrying. Because of this jewel, I have undergone tremendous loss of reputation. Jambavant said, that's it? You wanted the jewel? You could have asked earlier. As if you would have let me ask earlier. Jambavant said, I give you the jewel. Please take this jewel. It is yours. But my heart is not satisfied. I want to give you something else as a gift. So then Jambavan said, I have a daughter. Her name is Jambavati. And she was born back in Treta Yuga. She is not married till now. Now, dear devotees, the Acharyas explain Jambavati was beautiful looking like a Gandharva. Because Jambavan is actually the son of Brahma. Jambavan can take any form whatsoever. Therefore, Jambavan, when he had a daughter, his daughter also has a very beautiful form like that of a Gandharva. In Treta Yuga, Jambavan requested Bhagwan Ram that you please accept her as your wife. Bhagwan Ram said, sorry, it is not possible. But if you perform some tapasya after my pastimes are over, if you perform some tapasya at a particular place, I will ensure that I become her husband. Jamban said, which place? Bhagwan Ram replied, there is a hill named Govardhan. You should go and perform tapasya at Govardhan, because that is my favorite place in my next incarnation. When these pastimes are over, you go and perform some tapasya at Govardhan. And then Jamban did exactly that. And as a result of that, Jambavan achieved Shri Krishna as the husband of his daughter Jambavati. The Acharya of Sanskrit grammar Panini has written a kavya, a poetry called as Jambavati Jaya. This is perhaps the only poetry by the Acharya of grammar Panini. And Jambavati Jaya is victory over and conquering Jambavan and gaining the hand of Jambavati. This is perhaps the only poetry, Jambavati Jaya. that was written by Acharya Panini, the original Acharya of Sanskrit grammar. Dear devotees, Bhagwan Shri Krishna came out of the cave after how many days? There was nobody outside. They had waited for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Some people gradually started going back to Dwaraka. They waited for 12 days, dear devotees. After 12 days, they all came to Dwaraka and said, Krishna has perished. You can't imagine the condition of the Dwarkavasis at that particular point of time. All the queens, they could not believe that Krishna has not going to come back. They said, unless and until we see Krishna's body, unless and until we see Krishna, we are not going to believe what you are saying. The devotees, they started praying to their deity. The deity's name is Chandrabhaga. She's a form of Durga. They started praying to Chandrabhaga to send back Sri Krishna. The devotees, after many days of prayer, Chandrabhaga manifested directly in front of the Dwarkavasis and said, very soon Sri Krishna will come in front of you. As soon as she said, Krishna came walking with Jambavati. But before he had come, they were praying for many, many days. Everybody was in anxiety. The person who was in the greatest anxiety, do you know who he was? Satrajit. Because everybody had returned telling that, you know how Prasen was killed, you know Satrajit, how Prasen was killed, not killed by Krishna. He was mauled by a lion. We bought his body back. Go see his body. His horse is also found with the marks of the lion's paw on him. Satrajit, nowadays things are not safe in Dwarka. Some followers of Krishna started saying like, Satrajit, nowadays Dwarka is not a safe place to. You don't know what may happen. You know, sometimes people go out and they don't return back. You know. So these sort of things started happening with Satrajit. It means they are giving a threat to Satrajit now. You get out of your home, we'll see you. Dear devotees, this was the beginning of Satrajit's misfortune. After so many days, when Krishna came back, Satrajit breathed, oh my God, so at least Krishna is safe. When Krishna came back, he did not talk directly to Satrajit. Although Satrajit wanted that Krishna should speak to him. Krishna said, tomorrow we will arrange a sabha, a big assembly will be arranged. All the Yadavs should come. I want to make a special announcement. Next day, all the Yadavs came. Maharaj Ugrasen was there. Krishna said, see, this is the Syamantaka jewel. I give it to Maharaj Ugrasen. Maharaj Ugrasen, you should please give it to Satrajit. He didn't give it directly to Satrajit. Huh? Whom did he give it to? Maharaj, you are the official ruler. I give it to you. You please give it to Satrajit. Satrajit hung his head in shame. Because first and foremost, he had made a false allegation of murder. On whom? In Dwarka, the person who set up Dwarka. On that person, he had made a false allegation of murder. On top of that, that allegation was not proved. On top of that, the allegation was Krishna did all of this for taking the Syamantaka jewel. And now Krishna is returning that in front of him to Maharaj Ugrasen. So the Satrajit said, no, you keep it. Krishna said, no, I'm sorry, I'm not going to keep it. You please take it. Dear devotees, now the reverse is happening. Earlier Krishna was asking, was Satrajit giving? No. Now Krishna is not asking for it. Instead Krishna is saying, you take it now. I don't want it anymore. Now this person has clearly gone on the wrong side of Sri Krishna, dear devotees. After a few days, Satrajit decided how to come out of this, because now there is the threat of me getting murdered on the streets of Dwarka. What should I do? Satrajit came up with a brilliant master plan. Satrajit said, I have a daughter, Satyabhama. If I offer Satyabhama to Krishna in marriage, then I will become father-in-law. हिंदी ससुर जी को तो नहीं मार सकता ना, है ना? Will not kill father-in-law, है ना? And you know what I'll do? I will give dowry. And And you know what I'll give in dowry? Syamantaka. Wow, what a nice plan, dear devotees, huh? So then he went to Shri Krishna and he offered in front of Vasudeva and Devaki, I have a brilliant offer for all of you. So Vasudeva and Devaki knew this person is very crooked. Anyway, said, what offer do you have? My daughter Satyabhama, she wants to marry Krishna. She has her sight on Krishna. And therefore I wish to offer Satyabhama to Shri Krishna in marriage. Shri Krishna at that point of time said, all right, I will accept. And I also want to give you a very special gift on your wedding day. Achha, what is that? I want to give you the Syamantaka jewel as dowry. Krishna said, nahin. But since you are saying, since you have such a big heart, Satrajit, I also have an offer. Achha, what offer? You keep the jewel, the gold that comes out of it, that you give to me. Matlab, I hope you understand. Huh? Till now, at least he was getting the gold every day. Huh? Now he will keep all the headache. And he will give all the good part to Sri Krishna. So Satrajit agreed. Acha, theek hai. At least nobody will murder me. So Satrajit arranged for marriage of Krishna and Satyabhama. And dear devotees, Satyabhama, when she came with that pride. You see, my father, what did he offer to you? You know, sometimes when such marriages take place, where the girl brings a lot of things from her home, then there is always you see what my father gave you? Every day 2 kilos of gold. What do you think? I hope you're able to understand. Huh? So with that frame of mind, she entered into the marriage, dear devotees. Marriage is supposed to be an unconditional relationship, dear devotees. Often marriages are marred by conditions which are set during the beginning of the marriage. And often this is perhaps what happened in this particular relationship. Satyabhama entered with that frame of mind. Satrajit thought, now everything is good. But soon there was going to be a twist in this particular pastime. After a few months, a very sad news came to Dwarka. The news came that the Pandavas had been burnt in a house of lac while they were in exile. Dear devotees, who had arranged for this particular burning of the house of lac? Vidur had arranged for the escape, not for the burning. Who had built that house of lac? Duryodhan and Shakuni. They had together conspired to kill all the Pandavas. Vidur managed to burrow a hole out of it so that they can escape. But the news came that all the Pandavas have perished in the fire. Shri Krishna at that point of time knew everything, because ultimately he knew Vidur is going to save these people. And he's also the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But Shri Krishna started crying in Dwarka. Oh my goodness, the Pandavas are no more. Immediately I have to go to Hastinapur. Krishna and Balarama immediately boarded a chariot and left for Hastinapur, dear devotees. After Krishna and Balaram left for Hastinapur, they were going to stay there for some time, because they have to console Bhishma, they have to console, this Dhritarashtra, although Dhritarashtra is happy within, but still they have to pretend to console Dhritarashtra. Oh my God, what happened? This is what Krishna has to do in Dwarka. See how happy he was in Vrindavan. No faking of emotions, no nothing like that. But who chose to leave Vrindavan? Krishna. Whose mistake? That's it. Now you have to fake emotions in front of those Hastinapur walas. Oh my God, the Pandavas are dead. Although you know in your mind they are not dead. So how do you carry out such an act? So only Krishna knows how to carry that out. He went, he started lamenting in front of the Hastinapur, residents. Now, dear devotees, Dwarka is without Krishna and Balaram. So some conspiracy started hatching in Dwarka at this point of time. Because you see, Dwarka is a political institution. And a political institution where so many people are struggling for money and position and power cannot remain without its share of conspiracies. So there started a conspiracy started hatching in Dwarka. There were two fighters from the Yadav dynasty who were favorable to Krishna. I will speak the names, please repeat after me. First is Kritavarma. Second is Akura. Both these people favorable to Krishna, they started going to a person, another warrior named Shatadhanva. Shatadhanva was the younger brother of Satrajit. So, other brother is killed. Who was killed by the lion? So they went to other brother, Shatadhanva. And they started telling Shatadhanva, Arey, this Satrajit has the Syamantaka jewel. And he is donating all the gold to that Ugrasen. What do you think will happen if something happens to Satrajit? I hope you are able to understand. Huh? See, you are the brother Shatadhanva. If something happens to Satrajit, who do you think will get the Syamantaka jewel? Shatadhanva started scratching his head. If something happens to Satrajit, by logic, I am supposed to get it. Yes, Shatadhanva. Don't you realize? So we are suggesting you something. You can think about it. See, this is how politicians carry out their task. We are suggesting you. Somehow, if you can take that jewel away from Satrajit, then maybe, you can have it. Achha. So Shatadhanva started meditating upon it, but he soon came to a conclusion that it is impossible to get the jewel without murdering Satrajit. He became so blinded by their incitement, one fine night he went into the chamber of Satrajit with his sword and slaughtered him like an animal into two pieces. He chopped off his head. All the queens of Satrajit started crying out loudly. Who is Satrajit's daughter? Satyabhama fainted on the spot. When she came to know that my father has been murdered, she fainted on the spot. She got up and she could not remain conscious. Dear devotee, she fainted again and again, loudly beat her chest, and she cried out. At this point of time, she said, my father's body should not be cremated. Keep his head and body together in oil. His body should be preserved. Jiva Goswami says for three reasons. First, there was no son remaining for Shatadhanva, for Satrajit to be cremated. Second reason, she was thinking maybe Krishna will bring him back to life. But that was not Krishna. It was Krishna's plan to teach him a good lesson. And third, she wanted Krishna to see the dead body of Satrajit so that Krishna becomes flared up and he does something to Shatadhanva and to murder Shatadhanva. Satyabhama took a chariot and rushed to Hastinapur, and then when she reached Hastinapur, Satyabhama started crying in front of Krishna. Krishna said, what happened? Why are you crying? Krishna knows everything. Huh? What happened? Why are you crying? They murdered your father-in-law. What? Sasurji is dead. Oh my God, my dear Sasurji is dead. That's how much Krishna loves his Sasurji, his father-in-law. Those of you who don't love your father-in-law so much, dear Prabhus, don't worry. Evam parampara praptam. This confidential knowledge was received in Guru Parampara. So, Satrajit is dead. So, Krishna said, all right, what to do now? Achha, we have consoled the Hastinapur Vasis is sufficient. I think it's time to go back and teach Shatadhanva a good lesson. So Krishna said, I promise you I'll teach him a good lesson. They all rushed back to Dwarka. Here, Shatadhanva got alarmed. So the Guptachar, what they are called? The spies told him, Krishna is coming for you. Me? So he went to those two warriors who had incited him. Who had incited him? Kritavarma and Akura. When he went to Kritavarma raised him. I didn't. What? I didn't tell you to murder him. I told you take the jewel from him. I didn't tell you to take it from their body, you know. You know whom you have made enemies with is Krishna. He killed Jarasandh. He's killed so many. Baba, don't drag me into this. I am not responsible. Then he went to Akrur. Akrur said, Haribol, I am a devotee, please. don't drag me into this. You know, he lifted the Govardhan hill with his left hand. So Akrur is showing typical signs of being a devotee at this particular point of time. Prabhu, please don't drag me in your politics. So that is the attitude that Akura is showing at this point. It is very important lesson in a political institution. People will often tell you to do this and do that, and then after they make you do this and do that, and when the repercussions start coming, and then you go back to them, I didn't tell you. Who told you? You did by yourself. I didn't tell you. I hope you are able to understand. So this is what a political institution looks like. This is what Dwarka looked like. This is what Hastinapur looked like. There's only one place which is free of politics in Krishna Lila, and which place is that? Vrindavan. Dear devotees, Vrindavan is an informal place where like-minded individuals stay with each other without the desire for power, prestige or money. If we want to have Vrindavan in our lives, we have to remove three things from our particular lives. First is the desire for attaining some position of power. Second is the desire for attaining money. Third is the desire to influence others to do our work. I hope you are able to understand. So, desire for wealth, desire for power, desire for followers. These three things have to be removed. Sri Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu gives 64 limbs of bhakti. But two things he does not include in those 64 limbs, although he could have easily included. I'll repeat the two things, please repeat after me. First, Dhana, earning wealth for Krishna. Second, Shishya, earning disciples for Krishna. These two are not considered to be within the 64 limbs of bhakti. In fact, Sri Rupa Goswami, after giving the 64 limbs, writes a special verse about Dhana and Shishya. He says, Dhana Shishyadi Bhirdvarair ya bhakti pratipadyate viduratvena uttamata hanyas tasyascha nangata. This is a verse that he writes in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Dhana Shishyadi Bhirdvarair. Any bhakti which is claimed to be superior on the strength of these two factors. Which two factors? I have more wealth, so I am better devotee. I have more followers, so I am better devotee. Rupa Goswami says, don't try to disturb the understanding of such people. I will tell you what is the correct understanding, Rupa Goswami says. If I wanted, I could have included these two within 64 limbs of bhakti. But did I include them? No. Why? Uttamata Hanya. These two actually have a great potential for disturbing Uttama Bhakti. The Tasyascha Nangata. Therefore, I will never include these two within the 64 limbs of Bhakti. Earning wealth for Krishna and collecting followers for Krishna. Never. These two are not considered to be limbs of 64 within the 64 limbs of Bhakti defined by Sri Rupa Goswami. Homework. You can go and check the 64 limbs and see if earning wealth and earning followers are two of the limbs of those 64 limbs of Bhakti, dear devotees. You will not find them within the 64 limbs of Bhakti. Alright, bhakti is also meant for the poorest person who cannot do anything for Sri Krishna. or who cannot gain any followers, dear devotees. Uttama Bhakti is also meant for such a person. It is unconditional. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has offered it unconditionally, and we should keep it unconditional, so that we do not discriminate between devotees on the basis of these two factors. Alright? But in Dwarka, which is a political institution, there is always discrimination based on this. Alright? So, yeah, coming back, Kritavarma raised his hand and said, Haribol, I am not responsible. Akrura raised, I am not responsible. Both Kritavarma and Akrura thought Krishna must now also be knowing that we somehow incited this person. So Kritavarma ran out of Dwarka, Akrura ran out of Dwarka. Where did Akrura go? Akrura ended up going to his mother's home in Varanasi. The Shatadhanva managed to catch Akrura before he was leaving. And Shatadhanva said, I think Krishna and Balarama are coming for me. I don't know what to do. I'll give this Syamantak jewel to you. Akrura said, no. You keep it now. Tomorrow, if Krishna and Balram, they search me, and if they find Syamantaka jewel inside my pocket, next moment my head will be off my body. I don't want that. You keep it, Akrura. I have heard you are devotee. They will not kill you. Hai na? So he gave it to Akrura. He ran away. Shatadhanva had a horse that could run for almost 185 miles without stopping. The devotee Shatadhanva started running towards the eastern direction, towards the kingdom of Mithila, which is present day Bihar. He started running towards that particular direction. Krishna and Balram, as soon as they arrived in Dwarka, they came to know that 3 people are missing from Dwarka. Which 3 people are missing? Shatadhanva,
Akrura.
Kritavarma, Akura. Chalo, Kritavarma and Akuru we will deal with later. Huh? First, Satyabhama is crying because she has seen somebody kill Satrajit. Who has she seen? Shatadhanva. First, we have to find Shatadhanva. Dear devotees, Krishna and Balram raced behind Shatadhanva, followed him. Shatadhanva's horse died after 185 miles. Shatadhanva then started running on foot. The Bhagavatam describes, as soon as Shatadhanva started running on foot, Krishna and Balram also got down on foot. It is niti to not chase a person running on foot on horse. Therefore, Krishna and Balram also chased him on foot. And now, Krishna at this point of time displays immense wit, because he knows if he stops Shatadhanva and interrogates him, Shatadhanva will say, actually Syamantaka jewel is not with me. So, before Shatadhanva could be interrogated, Shatadhanva fell down on the ground. Immediately Krishna, without asking anything, Krishna took out his Sudarshan and uninstalled his head from his body. There is a reason why I am saying this. The Bhagavatam says Shira Utkritya. That the original Sanskrit in the Bhagavatam says Shira Utkritya. In Hindi it says uska sar utar diya. Sar utar diya matlab, I hope you are able to. Means in English the equivalent is they uninstalled his head from his body. That's how I can translate it in English. In Hindi it is sar utar diya. In Sanskrit it is Shira Utkritya. Matlab sir utar diya. See that. Literally it means that. They took his head and removed it from his body. So Balram said, let's find the, first find the Syamantaka jewel, na? Acha, sorry, I forgot. Acha, let's search him. Then they search. Where is the Syamantaka jewel? Acha, it is not with him. Krishna still. Acha, it is not with him. Balram looked at him. You knew it is not with him, right? Krishna said, no. Balram then told him, Acharyas describe what Balaram thought at this point of time. Balaram thought, this Krishna, despite taking such a bad name for that Syamantaka jewel, this Krishna is still playing games around that jewel. Still not behaving honestly with me. At least with me, he should behave honestly. At that time, Balaram decided, I'll have nothing to do with this entire Syamantaka jewel. Kuch nahi, I don't want anything. My own brother is lying to me. Balaram said, now listen what I am saying carefully, because that is what I am going to do. I am going to go to Mithila. That king of Mithila, Videharaj, is my good friend. And I want to stay out of the dirty politics of this Syamantaka jewel. So keep me away from this. I will go to Mithila. I will stay there for a few months. And don't call me back until you have settled this entire dirty mess of Syamantaka jewel. So Balaram went to which place? And Mithila's king was big fan of Balaram. Arey, wow, Balaram, welcome, welcome. Huh? And Balaram has his separate fan club, dear devotees. Huh? Members of this fan club, renowned members of this fan club are King of Mithila. And most notably, life member is Duryodhan. So, Duryodhan at that point of time came to know, Acha, Balaram is separated from Krishna, kya? Where is he staying? Mithila. Mithila's king is a mosquito in front of us. I will go there. I will request him that I should stay with my Guru Balaram. This Krishna is useless. He never listens to me. Balaram listens to me. Actually, Balaram knows what it is to behave nicely with people. I think actually Balaram is fit to be the king. It's cowherd boy, I don't know. Anyways, he went to Mithila at that point of time for 6 months. He learned something from Balaram. What did he learn from Balaram? Gadayut. How to fight using the club or the mace, whatever it is called. So he learned from Balaram at that point of time, because Balaram was separated from Krishna at that particular point. Because if Krishna will be there, he will not allow that thing to happen, dear devotees. Krishna will play some trick in order to separate Duryodhana and Balaram. So, meanwhile, Krishna came back to Dwarka and said to Satyabhama, I have slain, for you I slain that Shatadhanva. He is killed. Don't worry, I have avenged your father. When in fact, long ago, outside the cave, he could have prevented Satrajit's death, but he did not do that. He went inside the cave and he made sure that Satrajit was going to die. Dear devotees, Krishna could have prevented Satrajit's death. But it aligns with Krishna's purpose. Krishna had come to reduce the burden of planet Earth. Satrajit being one of them, dear devotees. So, after Krishna consoled Satyabhama, Krishna alone is in Dwarka. By that time, Vidur has reached Varanasi, his mother's home. And the Syamantaka jewel every day is giving how many kilos of gold? Akura is giving 2 kilos of gold. So Akura has reached Varanasi. In Akura, he doesn't know what to do with this gold. So Akura starts doing something. Akura said, Varanasi, every day there are a lot of fire sacrifices taking place. So many Brahmanas. Let me give charity, 2 kilos of gold every day. So every day Akura would go to a fire sacrifice and say the Brahmana, Brahmanji, I have come to give you something. Brahman would say, what? I want to help you in your noble sacrifice. Acha, how? See, here is an unconditional gift from me. 2 kilograms of gold. The Brahmanas became very impressed with Akrura's charity. Very soon in Varanasi, Akrura became known as Danpati. What name was given to him? Danpati. So Akrura got a title there. Like, we have silver member, gold member, platinum member, super platinum member, diamond member, emerald member. We have those things, right? Huh? So Akrura reached the highest rung of that. And he became known as Danpati in Varanasi. Soon Krishna heard that a new Danpati has arisen in Varanasi, dear devotees. So Krishna then called for, sent a messenger and called for Akrura, said, Akrura, Krishna is remembering you, please come back. Don't worry, nothing will happen, please come back. So Akrura came back and crying he fell at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. Dear devotees, without Krishna asking for it, Akrura opened the cloth bag in front of Krishna and said, this it is for you, Bhagavan. I've had enough. So, nobody wants Syamantaka jewel, dear devotees. Nobody wants Syamantaka jewel at the end. Finally, Krishna said to Akrura, Akrura, actually you are the only one worthy of keeping this jewel. The Acharyas describe the reason why. Because in the entirety of Dwarka, there was only one person who gifted Syamantaka to Krishna without Krishna asking for it. Who was that person? Akrura. Only one person really made good use of the money. All others were doing Yukta Vairagya, dear devotees, for their own personal purpose. So, dear devotees, at this particular point of time, Sri Shukadev Goswami concludes the pastime by saying that anybody who studies this pastime of Syamantaka jewel, if they ever get some ill repute in their life, some rumor spreads against them, then by hearing this pastime of Syamantaka jewel, their ill repute will go away. On the first day of Padyavali, I described a verse where Sri Radha goes out in the fourth night of the bright fortnight of the month of Bhadrapad, Ganesh Chaturthi night, where you are not supposed to see the moon. Because if you see the moon, a rumor will spread against you. But Sri Radha goes out in the night because she wants that a rumor should spread. Which rumor should spread? The son of Nanda Maharaj fell for the daughter of Maharaj Vrishabhanu. This rumor should spread everywhere in Vrindavan. But in case any of you ever falls into some sort of rumor, dear devotees, please remember there is a Phalashruti. Phalashruti means an effect of studying this pastime, that your name will be cleared, just as Bhagwan himself cleared his name from ill repute in this particular pastime of Syamantaka jewel. Rupa Goswami says these are very external reasons, Bahirmukh Karan. The actual reason for studying Shri Krishna Leela is to get Priti, love of Shri Krishna. These all are external reasons, dear devotees. So with this, dear devotees, I'd like to pause my speech. I described a very elaborate pastime which is there in 2 chapters of Srimad Bhagavatam with the various commentaries of the previous acharyas. I'd like to thank all of you, especially Mayapur Bihari Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for kindly inviting all of us, and Ujjwal Rasa Mataji. Thank you, Mataji, for kindly inviting all of us into your home. Actually, it is primarily Mataji's home. Agreed, yes. So, dear devotees, thank you very much. Yadatra skalitam kinchit vidvam sahapurayantu tat. Yadatra saushavam kinchit tad guroreva me nahi. Yadatra skalitam kinchit. If any mistake I made in speaking, vidvam sah, you are learned devotees, purayantu tat. Please correct any mistakes. But yadatra saushavam kinchit. If there is anything nice in the pastimes, please remember, I did not manufacture any pastime. Alright? It came from my Gurujanas. Tad guroreva me nahi. It doesn't belong to me. Thank you very much, dear devotees. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All right, 2 important lessons to be learned from the pastime. If you are staying in Dwarka, stay like Akrura. All right? First important lesson. Don't stay like Satrajit. Don't stay like Kritavarma. Don't stay like Shatadhanva. Stay like which person? Akrura. Because ultimately, whatever facility we get by staying in a political institution, those facilities are ultimately supposed to be offered to Shri Krishna. If we try to selfishly take those facilities for ourselves, then we will get entangled in them, and that is not at all good for our bhajan. Second thing to learn is better to stay in Vrindavan, dear devotees. Stay with us. You might be staying in a big institution with a large number of devotees. It is always preferable to have a smaller group of like-minded devotees with whom you share your deepest thoughts. Because you cannot be friends with 5,000 people. No matter even if Facebook tells you that you can be friends with you actually cannot be friends with 5,000 people. You can, at most, you can find 5 friends. If you're very lucky, you will find 5 people in your life with whom you can share each and everything without fear of repercussions. 5 people, or at least 4 people, 3 people, at least find 2 people, or at least how many people? 1. If you can't find even 1, something is wrong with you. So, I think this is where I should stop. Do we have time for Q&A, Prabhuji? Alright, so we have some time for question and answers. Yes, we have some questions. So we'll begin with Achyut Kumar Prabhu, then we will go to Balimardan Prabhu. Prabhuji, let's begin with you. By the way, we had a beautiful program at Achyut Kumar Prabhu's home and Manjari Gopika Mataji. Yes. And thank you, Mataji and Prabhuji. The first program was at their home. We had a wonderful program. Divya Kumari, sorry, I got confused. Divya Kumari Mataji and Achyut Kumar Prabhu's place. We had a wonderful program, first session of Padyavali. I really had a great time. And second was at Achyut Chaitanya Prabhu's place and Manjari Gopika, I'm sorry. It's my mistake, I'm sorry. I take responsibility for it. Manjari Gopika Mataji and Achyut Chaitanya Prabhu's home. And we concluded, I concluded the second part, which it was beautiful. Both programs were very beautiful, dear devotees. I would also like to give thanks to both these organizers. Thank you very much, Achyut Kumar Prabhu, Achyut Chaitanya Prabhu. Hare Krishna. And thank you to Divya Kumari Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. And thank you to Manjari Gopika Mataji. Where is Manjari Gopika Mataji? She's here? She's hearing online. Okay. Manjari Gopika Mataji, wherever you are hearing, we thank you very much for yesterday's program. All right. Okay, Prabhuji. She's her some points, so she said, don't worry, I'm hearing. Oh, achha. Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for again dipping us in the ocean of ecstasy with all these pastimes. It is so wonderful Katha today. My question is, in the temple, we sometimes, we get these services that, fundraising, be it new temple or be it Janmashtami and all those things. So should we start doing that or avoid doing that?
Shri Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, when it was time to deal with money, they dealt with money. They had to build temples. Rupa Goswami built a temple, Govind Dev Ji. Jiva Goswami built a temple, Radha Damodar Ji. But they never considered it as the hallmark of progress in Uttama Bhakti. I hope you are able to understand. Hallmark of progress is based on the direct limbs of Bhakti. What are the 9 direct limbs of Bhakti? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atma Nivedanam. Out of them, you distill them into 5. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu boiled them down into 5. What are the 5 limbs specified by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Sadhu Sang, Naam Kirtan, Bhagavat Shravan, Mathura Vas, Shri Murti Sevan. Out of which, in Kali Yuga, the most important limb of Bhakti is what? Shri Naam Sankirtan. And other Sankirtan are also important. Roop, Gun, Leela, all forms of Sankirtan are primary dharma of Kali Yuga. So, other forms of devotional activities, they are good, they should be performed. But we should not use them as a yardstick for measuring somebody's individual progress on the path of Bhakti. One person becomes a leader. For one person to become a leader, there have to be 1,000 people who are not leaders. Agreed? And if we say only the leader is the topmost devotee, and what about others? I hope you are able to understand. For one person to become leader, 1,000 people have to be not leaders. For one person to become, the head of the management, there have to be 1,000 people who are not heads of management. So does Bhagavan differentiate on the basis of posts and positions and how much money somebody has contributed? Rupa Goswami's answer is no. Because I have to be true to the Shastra. I cannot be, I cannot lie. Rupa Goswami says no. Although we very much appreciate anybody who brings a lot of funds, but we don't tell them a lie that just because of this you are advanced in devotional service. That lie we should not tell them. Even the person who brings millions of dollars has to go through the process of sadhan bhakti and achieve Krishna prem. It's not that because they have contributed millions of dollars, so sadhan bhakti rehne do side mein, or you already directly we pray you will attain Krishna prem. ऐसे धोखा नहीं देना किसी को. आप समझ? This cheating should not be done. Even after they have contributed millions of dollars, it is our responsibility to tell them, dear sir, thank you very much for your donation. We very much appreciate it. It will greatly contribute to your devotional piety. But at the same time, it is also important to perform the direct limbs of bhakti in order to achieve Krishna prem. What are the direct limbs of bhakti? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasya. Let's say some rich person comes, he contributes a lot of money, and then we say, let him contribute, and we'll not expose him directly to bhakti. So, isn't this violence, dear devotees, towards the living entity? Yes. 100% it is. 100% it is. If we flatter him by telling, actually you are the best devotee we met in over a decade. Actually we are cheating him, dear devotee. So this cheating should not be done. So therefore Rupa Goswami said, the two things that should not be included in 64 limbs of bhakti. What are the two things? Dhana and Shishya should not be included. Because they have an immediate tendency of harming Uttama Bhakti. Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, they were themselves leaders of big political institutions in their householder life. Rupa Goswami was practically running the entire kingdom. He was head of a political institution. Sanatana Goswami was head of the mint. He was printing money, minting money. Actually, Sanatana Goswami was minting money. What was he doing as a job? He was minting money. Couldn't they have formed big institutions? They could have formed. Rupa Goswami could have expertly run an entire kingdom of devotees. He was a chief minister. He could have run an entire kingdom of devotees. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't give him that task. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him, establish the teachings first, establish the sampradaya first. The institution will come later. Then the institution came later. Actually, sampradaya itself is a soft institution. I hope you are able to understand. Sampradaya itself is a what? Soft institution. Later we have a hard institution, which comes in the form when after industrial revolution there was a need felt to have institutions in order to propagate bhakti. Therefore then we have a hard institution which is in place today. But Rupa Goswami's teachings are going to remain. That cannot be denied. That although somebody may contribute money and somebody may bring lots of followers, it is our duty to tell them your advancement will happen by your direct execution of limbs of bhakti. So I hope that answer satisfies your query. Alright?
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, such a wonderful lecture. I feel like blessed with Srimad Bhagavatam and all my ill reputation, whichever is there, is gone. So one thing I was reading from Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj, the book, the second one, on Radha. In Garga Samhita, he was mentioning about the Syamantaka money. And so after Krishna left to Mathura, and the day they went to Dwarka, because of the too much of separations, and this is one of the episode. So this is like too much separations, so Radharani likely committed suicide in the Jamuna. So at the time, she went to Suryalok along with other gopis. And there, that was the Syamantaka mani is Radha's own necklace, which is, that is found in a Suryadev. Because at the time, and Radharani likely manifested as Satyabhama in her own form. And the Syamantaka mani also manifested to Satrajit. So this is likely one of the backdoor connections, not to confuse the devotees, but
yes.
Just wanted
This is not from Garga Samhita. It's from Lalit Madhav. It's from Lalit Madhav of Rupa Goswami. In Lalit Madhav, Sri Rupa Goswami mentions one day Sri Radha becomes very distressed. He tries committing suicide. And Yamuna Devi is whose daughter? Suri. Yamuna Devi takes her to Surya Lok. Surya Dev gives her Syamantaka. Actually, Syamantaka is whose jewel? Sri Radha's jewel. So that the entire connection is given in Lalit Madhav by Sri Rupa Goswami. And that's very nice. But Lalit Madhav has so many twists and turns. I didn't want to bring it out today because it already, Syamantaka pastime has many twists and turns. And if I introduce Lalit Madhav into it, it will become very long. So I will not bring it out today. People will think, what was this person speaking today? We'll have to listen 10 times to figure out all the connections. So, but that connection is there in Lalita Madhava. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Yes, Tejas Prabhu. Okay, ask an easy question, okay?
Oh, every question is easy for you. But, I had a more tattvic question. So we see that Krishna's reputation is maligned,
Yeah.
but we see that also Krishna is full of yasha, right? As bhaga, as part of this bhaga, which is with him, he should have full yasha. So how is it possible that Krishna, who's full of this, his reputation is now being maligned?
Yeah, so Krishna is supposed he is Bhagavan. He has full 6 opulences. One of it is yasha, or all good fame. How is it that his reputation also gets maligned in this particular pastime? So Jiva Goswami explains in Bhagavad Sandarbh that Bhagavan has Virodhi Gun harmonized in him, opposite qualities harmonized in him. So he may have the greatest yasha, and at the same time he may also simultaneously become apayashi. Apayashi means he may get ill repute. This is not the only pastime where he got ill repute. I had specified is Acharya of Bhagavad Gita, who said in Bhagavad Gita, for Kshatriya, Yuddhe Chapya Palayanam, you should never show his back in a war. And when Kal Yavan came, who showed his back in the war? See, all the brainwashed followers glorify him. What name? Oh, Ranchor Rai. So, the deity of Ranchor Rai is celebrating the pastime. Which pastime is celebrated, Prabhu? Leaving the war. Look at the brainwashed cult of followers. There they go. He is Acharya of Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita, he taught something, Prabhuji. What did he teach? That a Kshatriya should never show his back in war. In ISKCON, we have learned definition of Acharya. What is definition of Acharya that we have learned in ISKCON? He who preaches by example. So Krishna is Acharya of Bhagavad Gita? See. Still he is saying yes. This is the level of brainwashing that has taken place. So he has opposite qualities harmonized in him, and therefore ultimately whatever these qualities are, the devotees, they just portray them as qualities, even though people may see them as negatives. Even when Shishupal gives 100 choicest words to Sri Krishna, Shishupal was compiling in his diary, there are 100 choicest words for Sri Krishna, and when Shishupal was giving his 100 choicest words to Sri Krishna, the acharyas are sitting there reinterpreting every word. So Shishupal will say Agya. You know what is Agya? Ignorant. So acharyas are sitting there. The letter A refers to Vishnu, because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Aksharanam akarosmi. Amongst all the letters, I am which letter? A. And A, Janati, one who knows the alphabet A, one who knows Vishnu, is called Agya. Acha. So Aisa, they are sitting with their, and they know all grammar, they know all the devotees, they first learn grammar. So they know all the grammar and they know how to reinterpret everything. Aisa, this is what is going on. So ultimately, you can interpret anything to mean anything, but Bhagwan harmonizes opposite qualities within him. That is the answer to your query. So I hope that answers your query. And I told you not to ask a difficult question, but still, yes, Mataji.
Even though Akura was a devotee of the Lord, and we read so much about, when we go to Vrindavan, we have to meditate on Akura's prayers. Why did he even get involved in this political thing?
Yeah, that's a good question. I asked this question once directly to my Guru Maharaj. So, my Guru Maharaj said something in Hindi. I'll say this because it has that punch. अक्रूर जी की बुद्धि फिर गई थी उस समय. You understand that has, how do you translate that in English? I don't understand. With the same punch, Akrur had lost his sense of point of time. Sri Jiva Goswami says in the commentary, this is because Akrura committed some aparat towards the Brajavasis. The Brajavasis had actually cursed Akrura. तुम्हारा बुरा होगा, Akrura. तुम्हारा बुरा होगा. You will face a reaction for this. So because the Brajavasis had cursed Akrura, but later Akrura got some small reaction. But nothing in comparison to Satrajit. Because Satrajit hats off, man. He got the highest fruit from the tallest tree of negative reactions. So that's what. I hope that satisfies your query, Mataji. All right. Yes, Mataji.
प्रभु 100 वर्ड्स का सबका ऐसा अच्छा मीनिंग है क्या आपके पास?
पहले तो 100 है ही नहीं, अब गाली 100 नहीं है हमारे पास, but जितने as many as we have, you see Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary, all of them reinterpreted to mean positive compliments.
हाँ भाई मतलब आप उसके ऊपर थोड़ा
So there are many negative words that I will give another one example. For example, one is varak. Okay, what is one term? Varak. Varak का मतलब अरे हिंदी में क्या बोलेंगे? There is a Hindi word for it. Sorry, it's a small. लिच्चड़ आदमी रहते हैं उसको varak बोलते. Like some degraded person. So that time Acharyas reinterpreted. Varam. Kayati. Iti. Varaka. Varam. The greatest. Sufficiently. Kayati. He sings. He sings very nicely and he sings sufficiently. Therefore he is known as what? I saw 100 good words if Shishupal would have given. Do you think Krishna would have uninstalled his head from his body? But Krishna uninstalled Shishupal's head from his body because Krishna took the direct meaning of Shishupal's words. Whereas the Acharyas are taking a secondary meaning of Shishupal's words. So that is what we believe. We don't like to see Krishna get abused. There's only one place where we like to see Krishna get abused, that is in Vrindavan. When the Brajavasis give some gali, we should take the direct meaning of that. We should not reinterpret it. Because that gali has something within it. What does it have? It has prema within it. Shishupal's gali doesn't have prema within it. So dear devotees, during Holi, Sri Jiva Goswami says there is lot of gali that is given to Bhagavan, and that gali is a part of love. And that love is a part of existence of Goloka Vrindavan. So I hope that satisfies your query, Mataji. There are many more galis, but people will say this person came and gave galis to Krishna and went away. Should we invite him next time? But this is one example, Mataji. Alright? Okay. Yes.
No question. Just a comment that when this pastime is like technically very serious pastime, but you made it very humorous and made it entertaining, and we could really, you brought the teaching to Acharya. The kind of question always like, if Syamantaka is such a powerful jewel with this no ill fortune, how could all these people die? And you made a very important point, like because it worshipped it properly, like so that is not directly in Bhagavad. So thank you very much for bringing that inner points up.
That is Jiva Goswami's credit. He is the one who brought out the point. I am just a copy paster. I read from Jiva Goswami. I said, Jiva Goswami said this. Because I know that is what I have to do here. I have to be a representative of the previous acharyas, and by giving credit, I could have removed all the credit. And I said, you know why all of this happened? Because they didn't offer it to Krishna. And I could have removed Jiva Goswami's name for it, but that's not me. I know how bad it feels when somebody removes your name and doesn't give you credit. I don't want anybody to feel that. So therefore, always giving credit to the previous acharyas. It was Sri Jiva Goswami. But thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, you can say that I presented it light-heartedly, although it's a very serious murders have taken place. You can call it a dark comedy. That's how it was presented. But it's because it's Madhurena Samayapayat. Always keep it light-hearted. Always keep it so that devotees don't go with a heavy heart unless you are describing separation from Sri Krishna. That was yesterday's class, so I left it on a very heavy-hearted note. Because devotees can cry. But in this pastime, I don't want anybody to cry. Because even Krishna did not cry when he heard that his Sasurji is dead. Krishna, why should we cry? So that is what. Nirlajja Sadasukhi. That's the attitude. Okay. Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhu, did Akura give the jewel back to Krishna out of love or out of fear?
Akrura knew Krishna is not going to harm him, Krishna is not going to kill him or something like that. Akrura gave out of obligation. I must give to Krishna. Kartavya buddhi, Hindi में बोलते हैं ना कर्तव्य बुद्धि. He gave it out of it's Akrura has love for Krishna, but more than that he has kartavya buddhi because he is in Dwaraka. So his mood is like that. I am a minister. Whose minister am I? Earlier Kamsa. अभी तो Kams नहीं है ना. हाँ. अभी whose minister am I? हाँ. Ugrasen. And Krishna is actually the actual ruler is Krishna. Maharaj Ugrasen is taking care of the kingdom. But therefore I am responsible towards Krishna. Therefore I must give to Krishna. This is called Kartavya Buddhi. Out of Kartavya Buddhi, out of sense of obligation he gave. Krishna respects that also. But more than Kartavya Buddhi is Prema. So that is with the Vrajavasis. Thank you. Okay, chalo. One last and we will pause. Okay? Huh? Acha, one last from yes to.
So why did Akrura even take the jewel to begin with?
Akrura was given the jewel. किसको देगा? Nobody will take. Who will take? Tell me one person in Dwarka. Huh? First of all, two people are involved in hatching the conspiracy against Satrajit. Who are these two? Kritavarma and Akrura. And then Shatadhanva slaughters him. Huh? And then both of them are, I didn't. So then Shatadhanva says, actually you only impelled me.
So like Kritavarma said, no, I'm not going to take.
Kritavarma ran away. भाग गया. Akrura, because Shatadhanva was थोड़ा Kshatriya type. So he said, ऐसा, ये रखो. I hope you're able to. That's how he keep this. I am running away. That's how he did with Akrura. Akrura थोड़ा Brahman type है ना. अच्छा अच्छा हाँ ठीक है. You gave little forcefully. फिर after taking it, Akrura think मैंने क्या किया? What did I do? अच्छा अच्छा. Then he ran away to Varanasi. That was his mother's home. And there he become Danpati, platinum member. ठीक है, let's pause here at a good note. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki जय, Gaudiya Vaishnava वृंद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदे.
His Grace Hari Parshad Prabhu ki jai. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Hare Krishna. Today is also the birthday of Vishakha Leela Mataji. So we'd like to invite her here and get Prabhu's blessings and the blessings of all the Vaishnavas.
Whose birthday is it?
Sundar's wife, Vishakha Leela.
Oh, Haribol.
She's Rasika's
If
sister.
it would be Tejas's birthday, I would gift him Syamantaka jewel. You'll take, bro.
Oh, I can't tell now.
Okay, we'll sing together. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna, dear Vishakha Leela. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Bol.
Who made the cake?